Hey, you all. So I'm back on location and back with another Be Inspiration. And today I wanted to talk about the surrendering to just wonder, right? And I wonder if some of you, like me, always have to have everything planned out and always have to be very scheduled and know what's happening when it's happening, make plans, make reservations, book things, make sure that you know what's happening, right? And then have double and triple check reminders and alarms to make sure that everything goes off smoothly. So I've been kind of forced the past couple of weeks to just go with the flow, right? And just let things unfold how they're going to unfold. My daughter's been in camp and I've been having to drive her every day for like an hour and a half for like over 2 weeks. And doing that, I had to sort of figure out my schedule and work around that. So I had to find different places where I can work and, you know, um, be okay with not having everything figured out and kind of figuring things out as I go. And if something doesn't work, to pivot and to do something else. And so that's what I've been doing. And it's kind of been really freeing because I just happened upon a circumstance where I am now doing a lot of things that I like to do, like being by the water, for instance, every day, and going for walks in the sunshine. The weather has been already really amazing. And I could not have designed it this way, right? Like if I would have done a schedule and kind of planned everything out, I probably would have ended up staying in like one of the satellite office spaces that I have access to. But I decided, I'm going to do things different. I'm not going to just go and work in an office all week. I have this opportunity to like really enjoy my city, which I love to be in, especially in the summertime. And so this scripture came up for me this week. It comes from the book of John, chapter 13, verse 7, and it goes, Jesus replied, you do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand. And so the funny thing is the scripture came up for me when I was driving in the car with my daughter, and it came up on her phone and she read it to me and I was like, oh wow, like this is really on point for me right now because I don't know what God is doing. I'm experiencing a lot of things that I haven't experienced before, and also able to do things in a way that I didn't imagine that I would be able to do them, right? A lot of things that were already available to me, I kind of got thrust into the freedom and the flexibility and just making things work for me in a way that's also enjoyable, right? And so if I was the one who was making all the plans and I was like more stringent with my schedule and things of that nature, and just like making sure that there's an alarm and there's an email and there's a this and there's a that and everything was like tight and buttoned up, I would not have had this opportunity, right? So I just wanted to say that to say, going with the flow, there's beauty in going with the flow. There's beauty in, really surrendering to what God's plan is for you and allowing time for growth and wonder and pivot and exploration. You don't always have to do things perfectly. In fact, you almost can't ever do things perfectly. You can plan and you can create a schedule, but you almost can't do things perfectly. Like we do need times where we're just surrendering and we are just going with the unknown, right? So for instance, for example, Abraham is in the Bible, right? Abraham was told by God that his 90-year-old wife was going to have a baby. So he had to surrender to that and really just go with that flow and say, okay, this is what's going to happen. Then he was told that he's to pack up everything and take all the people who he was leading and just go to another place. And he was not told where he was going. In fact, God told him that I'll let you know when you get there, right? So get up, go, pack, leave, take everything and everyone with you, or whoever I tell you to take with you, and you're not going to know where you're going. So surrender and trust that, right? Mary was told that she's going to give birth to a child. First of all, let's start with Joseph. Joseph was told, listen, your fiance is pregnant, okay? And I know what you're thinking. She didn't sleep with a man. She didn't lay with a man. She's just pregnant by God, right? And so I need for you to stay in this relationship, and I need for you to protect her, and I need for you to help her raise this child. So there are so many other stories like this that is just unknown. It's just, just going with the flow and then finding beauty in what happened, right? Like a better story, a better example is when believe it was Abraham, took his son Isaac, God told him to sacrifice his son, and he took his son, prepared everything, went to the mountain, and was in the process of getting ready to basically take his son's life. And God ended up creating a way out of no way, right? There was a lamb in the bush that was used for the sacrifice. And so the thing is, you're never going to miss following God. You're never going to be late. You're never going to miss your moment, miss your opportunity. You're never going to lose with following God, with being like, God, listen, I surrender to you. Whatever you're going to do in this season, you're going to do, and I'm going to be okay with it. And however this life unfolds, however this next season of my life unfolds, you're going to be okay with it. Now, sometimes you do have instructions, right? And you do have, all right, this is what you got to do. This is how it's going to be done, and do it with excellence. But there are seasons of your life where it can be okay to just let things figure themselves out, to be a little whimsical, to be caught up in the majesty and the wonder and the mystery of God. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. I pray that this was helpful to you, that you listen to the scripture that says, listen, you may not know what I'm doing right now, but trust. You're going to know one day. And trust that wherever God leads you in this season where you are feeling a little bit lost or out of sorts or off your normal flow of things, trust it's going to be better and more amazing and more wonderful than anything you could have imagined or planned yourself. Like, God is the creator and can move all things, knows all things, has the ability to create things out of nothing. And so everything that blows your mind, just think back to all the things that have blown your mind, how you've never seen them coming. Out of nowhere they came and it was amazing. And you're like, wow, I couldn't have done this. I couldn't have imagined this. I couldn't have, prepared this thing. So thank you so much for watching. I know this was a quick one. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Have you had seasons where you do not know what God is doing, or you do not know what direction you're supposed to be going in? You don't know what's happening. You're kind of just going with the flow. Or are you fighting against that season by trying to be super productive, even when it's time to kind of like chill, kind of like take a beat and allow things to work out in the way that they work out. Basically, don't fight against the system. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.